again on Tuesday with what do I call these? Mindset, motivation. I forgot what I call them. Willie Robertson. Happy Tuesday to you, coming from Kansas City, Missouri. I'm coming to share another great book with you out of my library. This book is called How to Win Friends and Influence People, and it's by Dale Carnegie. It's really a great book. I've learned, like I've been sharing along these live trainings over the last almost 2 months now. I'm trying to stick with it. But anyway, I had the thought late last year or early this year to try to share with people how to stay on track with their goals and map out their plans and dream life. Because so many times we give up on our dreams. We start off at the beginning of the new year and we say we got a new clean slate. If we didn't reach our goals the previous year, we figure in the new year we can start over, and we're all gung-ho and excited. And by the middle of January of the new year, we've dropped off the map and forgot all about our dreams and have given up on them. And definitely by March, most people have given up. And I'm trying to stick with my goals and trying to encourage others along the way. So I thought about how could I help people. And I remember how someone helped me way back in the late 90s, a guy named Dale Calvert, who I consider my mentor. I've always considered myself having a great mindset because I was raised, my mom taught me about God and church and spirituality. And she raised me and my 7 sisters. And I always saw, even though she raised us as a single mom, all 8 of us, she taught us about prayer and believing in God. So I always thought I had consider myself to have a pretty decent, positive mindset. And I did go through some of my challenges too. Back in the late 80s, I was really going through a dark time. I was about 1976 to, when did I get married? 1984, I think it was. That's when I got married. So I had my first house when I was like 18 or 19. But anyway, after I got married in 85, after being a bachelor for over 7.5 years and started having kids, bills started coming along. You know, the debt started coming to me. I had never had credit cards, and I got credit cards when I was married to try to, help my family along the way. And long story short, I got into debt, and it really depressed me. And I had reached a point in my life in the late 80s, I was really in a dark place. And I'll get to that in a few weeks or whatever. That's how my spirituality grew through that situation. But anyway, in the 90s, it was actually in the I think it was 81, I mentioned a while back that a guy had talked to me over the fence and invited me to an Amway meeting. But that kind of put a bug in my spirit to want to be my own boss. So this is how all this came about. And then in 96, I came across, while searching for some kind of way to make money from home and be my own boss, I came across a guy, Dale Calvert, and got in a company with him called New Image International. They had they're not in business now, but they had one product, a weight loss product. Back then, weight loss was the thing, man. And because of Dale, that one product company, they eventually went on to add a couple more products, but because of his training, that company went on to do $100 million. That's how powerful what he teaches is. And I've always appreciated Dale for sharing that with the distributor, because when we got in that company, most of them companies, direct sales or whatever, they want you to go talk to your mom, your dad, your family, and everything. And most of the time, they don't tell you. They want you to do stuff, what people say, the hows and not the why. And I'm trying to share with people how to get their why together first. And once you have a great and strong why, it will keep you on track when those trying times come. And they're going to come because life is just like that. It's going to test you to see how bad you really want these desires and dreams that you claim to want. And so life's going to test you. So Dale taught us before we go, he used to say, until you know why, the how doesn't matter. And it's amazing that once you figure out your great why, you start seeing ways you start figuring out the how to do the things and everything. But you need to be have a strong why. So that's what I've been trying to share along the way. Some of the books and things that was shared with me by Dale, because he's the one that got me on this positive with a personal development track. I don't know that I'd have ever done it without him, because I didn't really, like I said, I was doing pretty good in life when I was a bachelor. You know, I had a pretty good job, my own crib at 19, 2 vehicles. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have credit cards, and then I got married. It was a whole nother story. But anyway, so today this book is called, like I said, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And also, as I've been saying, I've got it on audio as well. And this is this HC audio CD. Sorry about that. I got it's a 2-pack. This one here. I got this when that store called Borders used to be in business. I used to go there to get a lot of my stuff. Sometimes they would have specials, and that's how I would ended up. That's how I ended up with some of these audios and things like that. Elizabeth, baby girl, how you doing? Love you. And anyway, but this is really a good book. I had to admit I haven't finished it, but I've read a few chapters of it. And man, it's got tips on how to influence people. And you're not going to be able to achieve your goals by yourself. You're going to need the help of others. You're going to have to solicit others. And you got to be careful too, because some aren't going to be for you. Some going to want to pull you down because they don't want you to get ahead of them, you know. But if you do it right, you'll attract the right people to your life that'll help you along the way, that want to help you. And that's what I'm trying to do, is help people along the way. Like I said, like somebody helped me. And again, I keep referring back to what Zig Ziglar used to say. If you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. Now, as I do along these live talks, I'm going to share some of the chapters. And like I said, this is really a great book. I did not finish the whole book yet, but I got through the first few chapters enough to know that it's got some good stuff in it. And then I listened to the CDs too that I had. But here's some of the chapters. And you really do need to get this if you can. If you can, get it on audio as well. But we'll read over some chapters here and the table of contents, and then we'll end this video. Okay, part 1, fundamental techniques in handling people. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. This is part 1 or chapter 1. The big secret of dealing with people. He who can do this has the whole world with him. He who cannot do this, I guess, walks a lonely way. Part 2, 6 ways to make people like you. Do this and you'll be welcome anywhere. 2, a simple way to make a good first impression. 3 out of chapter 2, or part 2. If you don't do this, you are headed for trouble. An easy way to become a good conversationalist. How to interest people. How to make people like you instantly. That's all from part 2. Part 2 of chapter, part 3 of chapter 3. How to win people to your way of thinking. You can't win in an argument. A sure way of making enemies and how to avoid it. If you're wrong, admit it. A drop of honey. The secret of Socrates. The safety valve in handling complaints. How to get cooperation. A formula that will work wonders for you. What everybody wants. An appeal that everybody likes. The movies do it. TV does it. Why don't you do it? When nothing else works, try this. And part 4, be a leader, how to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. If you must find fault, this is the way to begin. How to criticize and not be hated for it. Talk about your own mistakes first. No one likes to take orders. Let the other person save face. How to spur people on to success. Give a dog a good name. Make the fault seem easy to correct. Making people glad to do what you want. So it's really got some really great techniques in here and strategies of how to work with people. Like I said, when on your journey to success, you're going to need people to work in your corner. To be in, and you know, so you really have to Be careful how you treat people. It's just a universal law. So I hope this has been a blessing to you. You all are a blessing to me. These videos are helping you. I would appreciate it if you would like, comment, and share them. And I also put them over on my YouTube channel. Willie Robertson, quote, home business success tips. Put home business success tips in quotes on both sides of that phrase. And Willie Robertson in front of it, and you should be able to find my channel. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a blessed day, blessed week. Love you in the spirit of the Lord. God bless. Thank you again. Willie Robertson, where's my mouse? Bye.